Today we are going to be working on this heart-shaped skeleton drawing here. Okay, and I've got my chat ready here. If anybody comes in. Okay, so I'm going to start working on the head up here. I'm just going to start right about here. And let's see here. I can't make the head too big. Let's see. Okay, I think that'll work. And so, let's see, I can... Okay, how about I do the little neck particles right here. This one is really detailed, actually. And so... Okay, so... Okay, so we're working on a heart-shaped skeleton here. I am here. I see someone has left some comments here. Bash from now on Tay fan. What are you drawing? I'm drawing a heart-shaped skeleton. Okay, I see what you guys are writing. Somehow I might be able to pull that off. Okay. I see. Yeah, I'm reading your... Okay, so Bash from now on Tay fan. Okay. I'm not sure what fan you're referencing or the... Oh, I'll come up with something. Or I'll try to figure it out maybe. Because I noticed something. I'm going to share this. I hope you guys are listening. I was watching a gal that I've watched for many, many years up in Charleston, South Carolina, and she is experiencing doxing as well. Now hers is following with the dark colored vehicles, and it's like I recognize that when that happens, you know. So when you're recording on the side of the road or something, and then there's certain color vehicles that just show up out of nowhere. Someone has something that they are using as geolocation, as intimidation and bullying to people. And I had a little bit of my comments go through to her. but I understand what she's talking about. And now there's a guy that was up in Tennessee, and he was being kind of mean to me because, and I didn't say anything further to him about the doxing and swatting that takes place. Now there's another one in Florida who actually was talking about. Now he is upset because he said he's had that happen. There are people who have had that happen, so I'm getting mixed sentiments and mixed things related to what's going on. Okay, you just came here. Are gaming? I have a question. When you shade, do you go in lines or circles? I'll show you how I shade. Um, I put my pencil to the side like this, and I just shade like this to the side. I cross hatch and I go in circles. So I do both. I do a combination of both. I'm just kind of going in tiny little circles with the side of my pencil. And sometimes, well, let me see if I can show you. Like, I'll do a little shading right here. Sometimes I'll just do a little swath like that. You see how that changed it right there? I'll just do some shading like this. And just on the side of my pencil. So you see how our pencil have a big swath of lead right there? So that's kind of how I shade a little bit, so I can, if I want to enhance this a little bit like that, I just do it sideways like this. So let me try and do this one a little bit. I'll use shading a little. Okay. I'll do a little curvature. Oh, I like that. It does look connected, but it's actually not all connected. There is some light parts between. That's a little bit different, but it does give me the circle. Look at this. Do you see that? See how I did it just a little? So now these are done with the end of the pen. I actually like that better. I wished I would have kind of thought about that. I can kind of fill these in a little bit like that. Because I kind of like that. It's sort of a spring thing coming out of its head. And so when it's this tiny, I can't really go in circles or cross hatching very well. So I kind of have to just kind of play it by ear and not overkill and do too much. I like to leave a tiny bit of light, with these dark spots. I don't want to fill it in too much. Like right here, I might do some tiny little light circling like that. So if I need to, I can erase some of it out. But let's take a look. I can look at its teeth. Yeah, that's not too bad. My camera lens could be a little bit dirty, maybe. I'm not sure. I can fill in some of the shading right here. Now, I actually like the short pencils. My pencil, I've whittled it down and used it, but see, I can take and put it in my hand like this and use it. So it's like the golf size pencil. So this is a good sized pencil actually for holding and drawing, because I can cup it sort of in the palm of my hand like that. And then I can apply pressure, and it works really, really well. So I've used this pencil probably, I think, for 2 years now. I mean, lead seems to last for a long, long time. You can see my camera is good. Okay. I didn't know if every once in a while, Google will tell me that I need to clean the lens. my camera will tell me I need to clean the lens, which is kind of funny, that it does that. Now this bone is a little bit, let me see if I can find my eraser. Maybe I should just leave it. It's a little bit bigger than what I really need, but I think I'm just going to leave it instead of erase. And so I'll try to make these a little bit smaller. Okay, so I'm going down this direction, and then I'm going to go over here. Okay, so now I'm going to take and kind of go up this direction. Now we're going to be working on, I'm stopping right there. And so we've got the fingers. Okay, I think I'm just going to curve them like this and try to make them as pointy as I can. I'm going to do the best I can here because the fingers are very, very thin. I'm going to do like this, and then I'm going to just add some little knuckles like that in here and just enhance it like this. And I think that this is going to work like that. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good like that. You know, so it's a drawing too, so we can kind of enhance it however we want to. That looks pretty good for the fingers like that. Oh, well, it looks like I could have messed it up. Yeah, I maybe did a little bit, but this is still gonna work. Um, I'm not following my drawing exactly, and that's fine because someone told me, they're like, oh, if you follow the drawing exactly and make it look like the exact thing. Well, I got this from Gemini, so it's not even from it's from Gemini. It's computer generated, and so for the sake of disclosure, I'm sharing that it's a computer generated image here that I'm working with and that I'm drawing. I'm looking at it and drawing it, so I'm not actually literally doing anything. I'm just kind of drawing from it. Okay, so now I need to make these fingers over here. Okay, so we're going to do that one. They're kind of long. We've got a second long one. I hope we can see this in here. Okay, you guys need to kind of go down this direction. We need to, and so we've got kind of a pointy one here like this. And, okay, so we're going to take you on down. Okay, part of the arm is right here like this. Okay, I'm trying to draw them as thin as possible. But, that looks pretty good. Pretty darn good for the start of a heart here, I think. I have quite a bit here. There's a lot of detail in this one. This one has a lot of detail in it. And so it's fun, though, because I thought, you know what my brain goes to? I'm going to share with you where my brain goes. It goes to thinking of unusual. So what would be unusual that we don't see a whole lot? So my brain went to, how about a heart-shaped skeleton? A heart-shaped skeleton. That's kind of unusual, isn't it? I thought so. Hello, Alicia Hawkins. Thank you. Thank you for popping in. And so I thought, yeah, let's do a drawing of a heart-shaped skeleton. Okay, so yeah, they're a little bit larger by my, now I've got a little bit more of the sternum. I think it's called the sternum or the spine. Let's see what we're looking at. Okay, okay, how am I going to do this? Okay, I've got to squish all these together. I may not get all of them, fit all of them in. Okay, how am I going to do this? Okay, we're going to do it like that. And so part of them might end up going around like that a little bit. It's going to be a big mess here. This little part's probably going to be a big mess there. Okay, so this is supposed to be like the rib cage part. And so this one, that one hooks up pretty good. This one I'm having a little bit of difficulty with. So we've got some that we're going around here like this, and so we're taking these down like that, and so they're kind of going pointy down like this and kind of pointy down like this. I could add some more in here and just add, I mean, I'm not counting or anything, I'm just adding them in here to make it look like a rib cage. Okay, I think that's good enough. We get the idea. That looks like a rib cage, I think. And there's some that go through on the back side. I'm not going to be able to depict that on this one because I'm just not going to. Because they're so close together. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm working on the back part of this it looks like the spine right here, and I'm just going to kind of utilize this, and pressing down and making some of the rings of the spine like this. And I'm going down, down, down. How far down do we go? A little bit further. We're going down, down, and okay, so we've got a little ring right here. Now I'm down to the pelvis area. And so we have got, actually this little part right here almost looks like a heart in and of itself in the pelvis area, which is kind of interesting. So we've got a little kind of a point spade right here. So I don't know if AI enhanced this part to make this part look like a heart, or if our pelvis actually looks like this, but I think AI, it really understands me when I ask it to do certain things, and it has a really good understanding of what I ask for. And so it understands my weird sense of humor. And I think sometimes on Google, on YouTube, it actually will tell me that I'm weird. I really do think that. I think AI is telling me that I'm weird sometimes. Okay, so we've got, that kind of looks like a little bit like a heart right there. And so we've got this kind of strange little thing down here, right here, that's part of the design of the skeleton down here that, and then we've got, oh, I almost didn't leave myself enough room for the feet. But you know what? I do have enough room for the feet. We're going to get them in here. I have to. Okay, how am I going to do this? Okay, so I got to get, they're going to be squashed. Okay, we got to get the knees. We got to get, they're going to be squashed. We got the ball of the knee in here. And then there's a cap right here. And we're going to take it down right here. And then we're going to go over here. How am I going to do this? Okay, so this side I've got to do the same thing. I've got to get, there's a few more details that I can put in here. But I didn't leave myself a whole lot of room here, I'm noticing. Okay, so I'm going to take this up here. We've got the ball right there of the kneecap there. And we've got this little bone part right here. I'm going to take it on down and then put it on. We're going to end it about right there in about the same spot. Now I've got to add the feet in. Oh, I forgot part of this one. Maybe I'll just wait a minute. And so I'm going to see if I can get the feet in. I really would have, if I would have made this part a little bit shorter, I might have had better luck with the, having more room down here at the bottom. But this is what I drew, so I'm going to have to work with what I've got right now. Okay, so this is what we have right here. This is what we've got. And so I don't have a whole lot of room left for the feet, but I'm going to get them in here. Okay, so I've got this little part right here. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to exaggerate them a little bit like this. In this direction. And then I'm going to make the little heel right there and kind of exaggerate it out in this direction. Now in the image that I have, they're a little bit closer together down here below the pelvis to make them look like feet, but this is how I'm going to have to do them because I didn't leave myself a whole lot of room. But it does look like a heart though. We've got it looking like a heart. And that's the effect that I was looking for. I should have made this little part here a little shorter. So I'm going to add some, I'm just going to add some joints on here. Like I didn't do this side either, did I? Of my hand. Well, let's work on the feet first. Okay, I'm going to add the little joints here like this. We can add as many as we want to enhance it and make it look like bones. That's just all we need is that. That's all we need. And then I'm going to curve this on around like that. And then I'm going to make this just like that. I'm going to keep adding this on like that. And let's see. Oh, and here there's just a little bit of, it's just a little bit of design element in here like this, just to add more lines. I mean, technically this is a Zentangle. Um, and then there's some little points in here like this, like that. And then there's points on this side. Like that in this. Oh, that makes the center look a little, it doesn't make it look as long right now. Now what I could have done, now I'm kind of just tempted to make the head a little bit larger like this. Yeah, I like that. Oh my goodness, I like that. Because I was afraid I was going to run out of room with the head, which is why I made it smaller. Now I do need to add in some joints right here like this. We're adding in some joints on the fingers like this. You can add as many in as you want. Now the finger, yeah, they're very, very thin. Now there is another design element around the skeleton, but I don't have enough room for it. I could put some of it on the, there's another weird blobby thing. I'm not sure what it is. It actually kind of looks like it added a heart attached to, there's like a hand thing, but I think I'm just going to leave it like this because I like how it looks just like this. I am going to add another skeleton part here right there. I think I'm going to add more bone down here like that. That looks pretty good like that. And then maybe just a little bit more enhancement and line drawings like this, kind of doubling the lines up a little bit like that. That makes it look a little bit, stand out and pop out a little bit more, just like that. I like that. That looks pretty good. That turned out better than I thought it was going to. And it does, it looks like a heart. Do you guys think it looks like a heart? I think it does. It looks like a heart. I just don't have the point. You know, the feet are, well, I mean, and I don't have to. Not all hearts are pointy and perfect. And I think this looks pretty good like this. I'm thinking I might have ran out of my photo to video credits for the day. I always max them out every day. Unfortunately, they don't get as good of big of views on YouTube as some of the other videos that I make. Some of them do, but not all of them. But I'm kind of a believer that this kind of art can be used year around. You know, the Halloween themed art can be used all year around. I'm just that kind of a believer that a lot of things, you know, I mean, why can't we take it out of season? You know, I mean, I've said, you know, why can't we have Easter themes stuff? I mean, you're going to have Easter bunny, you're going to have bunnies for Halloween. Why can't you have skeletons for Easter? You know, and things like that. I mean, that's just kind of where my brain goes. Okay, so let's add another bone in here like this. I'm just adding a few more lines in here just to kind of enhance it a little bit. And maybe something that looks a little bit like tendons. But I really like this up here, on here. I think I'm going to take and enhance these a little bit like this. Anyone else need a shout out? Have we got everybody? everybody who came in here. I hope I give everybody a shout out who came in here. And so we do have a little bit of tiny bit of shading here on the side like that. It doesn't have to be a lot. It kind of makes the head look a little bit dented in. It looks pretty good dented in as it is right now. That's what I'm kind of thinking. I can add maybe a little bit more bones up here and just add some additional things in there that kind of, add a little bit of gray elements to it. I mean, other than that, I think I'm done. I mean, this turned out pretty good. I surprised myself again. I can add a little bit more shading in here. Let's add a little bit more shading in here. Just a tiny bit. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it just kind of helps it pop out a little bit. You know, shading and just sometimes you can have equal shading and it has nothing to do with the light. It's just about kind of helping the design elements pop out just a little bit. And that's kind of all I'm doing, is kind of helping them pop out a little bit. And yeah, I like that. Oh, the kneecaps. Maybe I'll add a little bit of shading here on the kneecaps. The ball of the... I like that. I think we're done. I think I'm going to call it a video. Does anyone else have anything they want to chit-chat about? Otherwise, I think I'm done. So, you guys have any questions or anything? I mean, I can go into the chat if anyone has anything you want to chit-chat about. We did our drawing here, and someone is referencing the fans of a certain individual. I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. I don't know how to do that. Oh, maybe that's what they were saying with the thing is yeah, when you're kind of mean to your fans in that sense, I get what they're saying is when you yeah, I get that. You know, the people that are most loyal to you and then you kind of dump on them. I mean, it's not a very nice thing to do, you know. Now there are people who sometimes it's like they don't know what's going on in people's lives who are high profile, and you know, and that's just like with anybody. You don't have to be a high profile person or a famous person. Sometimes there's just things going on in people's lives, and you just don't know what's going on. And so, alrighty. So I think I'm done, and I'm gonna take a... Well, let's take this down here and add these in here closer like that. All right. Well, we'll see you guys the next time, and thanks for watching. Okay.